Dark Horse Tales here with another tale. I am Johann, a young traveler from Eastern Europe, and I'm here in the great land of America traveling along in my small car that I have. It does not get good gas mileage, but it gets me around the states all right. You see, I had really wanted to see all the state parks and what they had to offer in their beauty. I loved all the animals and whatnot, but had really got me with some of the small towns that I had been through. And I found the people over there had many of them had humility that had taken their time out of their day to help me out with questions and concerns that I might have had. But there was this one town that had perplexed my interest. See, there was less people, but there were posters all over town that said, "Missing persons, help us find Lucy." Then I see another, "Missing persons, help us find Enrique." Then there were hundreds of them, different ones all over the city. I was feeling quite distressed. I needed to drain the old snake, and I had to go really quickly. It was very strange, although I did not see stores open with blinking windows, and I further noticed that the lights were on, so I went and parked the car and walked up to the shop, opened the door, and yelled, "Hello!" And I heard an echo in the back room. To my dismay, I was a sign that said, "Restrooms for only customers." Then I thought I heard some rustling of sorts in the back and waited a few minutes, but there was nothing at all. I waited for 3 minutes or 2 minutes and rang the bell and that on the counter, but there was no avail. So I tried to open the door, but then go back to my car, but the doors will not budge. So I tried to pull and yank back and forth, but it does nothing. But I just seem to make shaking the door get stiffer. Then there's not a thing to shake out the door at all. Well, I guess that's that with the door now. Not going to stand here around here trying to figure out the door. I'll go ahead and find another solution. I got to try and find another way out of this strange strip of town, downtown shopping center. Now, I go back to the back room and I've seen that there's a T-junction to choose. What way to choose? Well, different paint on the ground, orange, red, and purple. So I go ahead and toward the purple line. So I start heading toward that direction, and as I'm starting to go, I hear some sort of faint giggling of sorts, like little schoolgirls. So I quickly do a 360, and there's nothing at all. But it sounds like it's right behind me though. Now I start to quicken my walk a little bit, so I just got a few jitters now. I wonder how long this purple hallway could be. There's got to be an end at some point, right? But then I see a bright purple light up at the distance, what looks like to be some sort of stand or altar of some sort. There is an intriguing piece of parchment that presents on the altar. It says, "Thus who shall pass this labyrinth, you must have these three things. 1, a strong will. 2, a pure heart. 3, you must be fearless." Intriguing, that is one strange letter, I think. Then I think I am all three of those things. Also, it says something written on the back. It said, "Beware," but it had smudged out to where it was unreadable. Let's just hope it's nothing too horrible. As I fold up and stick the piece of parchment paper in my back pocket for safekeeping, the walls of this place seem like they are very weary. This is quite a bit of wobbling all over the room and mirrors. It is all along the walls. At some point there is no carpet. I see it's black, white tile on the floor, but something strange happens when I step these tiles. It's like my whole leg descends downward. I try to grab my leg, but then it begins to get stuck as I manage to get out. I step away and head back toward a different one now. I head on toward the orange line and down that way. The floor is concrete and crumbled and pebbles all over there. Some 3-foot gaps. I got to jump over them as it seemed nothing to me, as I've got these wonderful basketball shoes that allow me to have traction and higher jump. Yes, they have extra grip, so I clear it with no problem. Let's just hope these gaps are not any wider. I hear some sort of water sounds, like a river must be close by. All of a sudden, I start walking along and I see a snake. And then I watch my step as I creep along by slowly as to not disturb the snake. But then I walk past and it hisses at me and I jump a little bit and then hear the river sound again. So it rushes around quickly. Then it seems to keep getting louder and louder the more I move at the end of this hallway. So I get to the end of the hallway, and what seems to be the door, and the water is so loud now that I can't even hear myself think. So I go ahead and open the door, and what do I see? The door opens to the falls of the river, and I'm at the edge of the doorway. I look down to see some bag of sorts hanging at the end by this strap, this plastic square that's caught on the metal end of this. The structure happens to be about 50-foot drop down to the bottom of the river, so I can see something sticking out of the bag. It's green. I spot what looks to be a $20 bill, so I give it a pull, and yes, it's a $20 bill. So I try to reach out down and grab it. I'm a bit too short to grab the bag. I think to myself, I dangle one leg out the door, and maybe I can get a few extra feet, and I need to get that bag. So I stretch and I strain to touch the plastic and get a little bit so I can get the bag moving a little bit. It does not look too good for me, plus the wind is blowing a little bit. I'm about to grab the bag. I quickly grab and catch myself before falling down 50 feet, waterfall below. I do stand back up against the building, sliding down feet first, feeling relieved. So now I have to compose myself, get back up, and unzip the bag, duffel bag. I open up and look inside. There must be at least $7,000 in here. I was more than happy. I was thrilled. I yell out, "Woohoo!" I yell a little louder than I thought, and it vibrated through the whole building, and now I hear some huffs of sorts on the ground, walking over so briskly, getting louder and louder. It sends shivers down my spine, and I feel the bone-chilling sensation. Then it comes to a stop. It's dark at first, but then I see memory shatters, and then it stepped into the light. The Minotaur stood there with a gleeful but menacing gaze and said, "It seems I had got me another one that had stumbled upon my maze. You have a duffel bag there. Very nice. You have done better than others. See, others have perhaps but progressed quite quickly on this journey. I commend you, Mr. I stand there with my mouth agape looking at the Minotaur. I snap back to look what he's asking. I quickly answer, "Johann, Mr. Johann, you've got a bag of cash, but you may not be leaving with it. I can guarantee you that, Mr. Johann. You have got to try to run, but you will fail." The Minotaur chuckles and says, "You must get out of my maze to spend the goodie bag. Good luck. No one ever gets out." That's when everything starts to turn dim. So if you see strange posters all over town of missing people, just get back in your car and drive as far away as you can. Don't go look back, or the Minotaur will have you for his maze. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. More DHT coming soon.